Now we look to China's trade war with Australia. The trade war appears to be backfiring on China. This past December, Australia reported its fourth highest monthly trade surplus ever. This is thanks to strong demand for Australian exports. Despite China's high tariffs on Australian goods, Australia exported a lot more goods to China in December. Australian exports to China soared by about $2 billion or 1/5 in December compared to the previous month. This was driven primarily by iron ore and wheat. Total iron ore exports increased by 15%. Due to higher prices in the international iron market, China paid about 10% more per ton for iron ore in December than in November. In comparison, Australian imports from China fell by $500 million or 7%. Australia-China Relations Institute Director James Lawrenson told a newspaper, The Australian, that Beijing has been, quote, unable or unwilling to wean itself of low-cost, high-quality Australian iron ore. The trade surplus comes despite Chinese sanctions on a number of Australian goods, such as beef, wine, barley, lobster, timber, and coal. And Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison says while he's open to discussing issues with China, he won't do it on the basis of bowing to Beijing's demands. Prime Minister Morrison says, quote, I don't think any Australian would want their Prime Minister to be conceding the points that they've set out. This comes after Australia's opposition leader called on Morrison to consult predecessors on resetting relations with China. The relationship between the two countries is at its lowest point in recent years, after Australia's foreign minister called for an investigation into the origins of the CCP virus. The CCP responded with an unofficial trade war on Australian imports. CCP officials blame Australia for the souring relationship, and the Chinese embassy there listed 14 grievances with Australia. The regime says it wants these issues addressed before having diplomatic conversations with Prime Minister Morrison.